You're watching PowerNation.
Today on Music City Trucks, we take our clapped out Chevy down the road, then we strap it on the dyno.
We get it in the shop, we strip it down, all in the pursuit of the ultimate sport truck.
Hey everybody, welcome to Music City Trucks. Well, today we're taking out our latest project vehicle. This is a 1989 Chevrolet truck. It's a 1500 flavor, and we're testing it out, seeing how it is from our starting point. Anthony, what do you think about this truck so far?
Oh, I think it's pretty good. I definitely think that the rake's a little off. We're a little high in the back, a little low in the front, but that's definitely something that we're going to be getting into and fixing.
Yeah, you know, when you look at this thing from the outside, you know, it's got some modifications I've already done, and then you say, well, I don't think he's really finished it. We picked this up from a guy here locally who did a lot of work to it so far, but maybe didn't really finish everything. Maybe he ran out of time. Maybe life got in the way. That's what happens to a lot of us. So we picked this up from that guy, and we're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna spruce it up. Maybe get a little wild and crazy with it. You'll just have to tune in and see on what our idea is. But initial reactions, you know, going down the road here, this thing, the front end is pretty light. You know, the steering, it's got some play in it. So it gives us an opportunity to make some modifications, to fix it, maybe even make it a little bit better.
Oh right? Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing quite a bit of work to this truck, I'd say. So yeah, with the popularity these trucks are starting to gain, which, I mean, these trucks were really popular in the mid 90s, early 2000s with the sport truck scene. You could almost walk into most dealerships and order these trucks already lowered with that 4.6 drop, the 15-inch billets, the billet grill, and the roll pan, and you could walk out of the dealer with a fully custom truck.
Yeah, you know, and I think about these trucks growing up, the thing that comes to mind, old Bob Seger and that Chevy truck, like a rock, oh, like a rock. You know, that's kind of the 90s, these types of trucks, those commercials, that comes to mind. But, you know, my granddad, he bought one of these in 93. It was a 93 model, regular cab, short bed. I remember riding around with him and that thing. And then he drove it for a few years. My dad bought it. He wore it out for a few years. So we've had, you know, this type of truck in the family for a while. I think you said something about you had some previous histories with these types of vehicles.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like most people growing up either had one of these trucks or knew somebody that did have one, whether it was a relative, a friend. My parents actually had quite a few of these trucks. I'd say that we had at least 6 of them, whether they were standard cab, short bed trucks or extended cabs. First truck I ever drove was a 1990 silver truck, short bed, single cab, very similar to this truck. And I used to actually have to take the trash cans to the end of our street, and we lived on a real long driveway. And unbeknownst to my dad, I used to make a left turn out of the driveway and go down to the end of our street where there was a dirt field, and I'd go do donuts. So that's kind of where I cut my teeth on driving at a very young age. Maybe when I shouldn't have been, but...
Right, yeah, I'm just taking the trash out.
Yeah, just taking the trash out, Dad.
Turned into a little donut
Turned into a little bit of donut, and taught me how to be able to handle the donut. So, I mean,
you gotta practice.
That's right.
So yeah, looking at these gauges, you know, it's got our check gauge light on, we got a brake light on, we've got a gauge that's maxed out, one that's not working. So we've definitely got some instrumentation issues, but they added an aftermarket, you know, coolant temp gauge there. Probably just was the cheaper way to fix this problem. That way they can keep track of the temperature on the engine because it's accurate.
Yeah, seems to be working.
Seems to be working. You know, these trucks have gaining on the steam of the popularity there. These are becoming, you know, the go-to truck for a lot of hot rod enthusiasts to work on, to modify.
With the prices of the early C10s, the first gens, the second gens, and the third gens kind of going through the roof these days, these OBS trucks have they're coming into their own. They're still reasonably priced. I mean, they've definitely moved up a little bit, but for the most part, they're still a very reasonable truck to be able to get into.
Definitely are affordable, you know, when it comes to getting a solid project. Because there's affordable, but then there's a lot of rust buckets.
Yeah.
But these are not old enough to where nature hasn't done their time, done their course on them, that you can still get a solid project vehicle. like this one right here. You know, the interior on this thing is almost mint. It's got the seat's got a little issue, but the headliner's intact. The dash is intact. There's no cracks. That's a big thing with a lot of these newer vehicles with the plastic interiors, is that they want to get fragile and crack. So this one is in good shape. I might change the color. You know, I'm not really fond of the blue. They may clash with some future plans, but structurally it's in good shape. You know, that was kind of the main thing in looking for a project vehicle to start with.
Yeah, if I was to guess, I would say that this was somebody's baby. Somebody cared about this truck throughout its whole life, and now we're going to care for it a little more.
Yeah, we're going to take it to the next level.
Yes, sir. Stand on it. The OBS gives us a few more surprises on the dyno.
Hey guys, welcome back to Music City Trucks. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. We are in the engine power shop. We've got our Chevrolet up on the dyno. Pat and Frankie are going to help us find out what this truck's going to make. We took it down the road. It's not very impressive. What did you think about it, Anthony?
Well, you know, it did get us from the shop and back to the shop, but
Right.
other than that, I was definitely not impressed with it. We could definitely use a little bit more power.
What's this thing going to make, Pat?
Oh, I don't even know. Is this a numbers matching original? I mean, what are we talking here?
Odds are.
I see a new AC compressor, so it's had some mods.
It has some custom wiring in there.
It could
as well.
could be the original engine. We've
Right.
seen these with like brand new remans in them, but I mean we've done a few of them. They don't make impressive power.
No, they
That's for
don't.
sure,
We're here to find out. So
Yeah.
let's. Now, first question: who was driving?
Well, I've never done it before.
Then you're automatically nominated.
Yeah.
So
This
do it.
is the perfect truck to learn on. It's not going to hurt itself. It's not going to be anything crazy. So easy to learn. We'll show you how to do it, and then we'll get started.
Sounds
like a
good.
plan.
Hop
Let's
in.
get going.
All right. Get this thing fired up.
Yeah. Seems to run okay.
Yeah, starts good.
Yeah.
We'll see what it makes.
Go for it.
Oh boy.
Good. Ready?
Yeah, we're good.
Here we go.
Perfect. There you go. Chassis dyno pull.
Awesome. Boy,
Yeah. What did it do?
that is not bad. 184 horsepower,
184. All right.
184.
264
What it
pound
felt
feet.
like yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they make stock, but that's not bad.
Yeah,
bad at
that's
all.
pretty good for, this thing potentially being, 20 years old. Or,
All the guts are still in it, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
We can drive it back to our shop.
Hey.
yeah. I don't think it's like leaking anything crazy. The engine didn't
If
make
it
any
is-
crazy noises. It's just, it has no power, so it's a slow pull, but man, I mean, there you go. First chassis dyno pull in the books. You can tell
Nice.
everybody you've done a chassis dyno pull. now.
Awesome. That was fun.
All right, that was perfect. Do another one.
All right, let's do
You're
it.
here.
You gotta back it up.
Yeah.
All right.
This thing must have like a super shallow gear because I think
Oh, I'm sure.
it's going like buck 40 or something
Yeah.
like that.
It's just slow pull all the way through.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
She was bunking a little bit on that one.
Yeah, I'm assuming the tires are probably as old as the engine.
Yeah, that's a little spooky on
Yeah.
those, but that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah,
That's
there's not a lot
180
of lows.
horse
Okay. 180.
and 258 for torque. Now, yeah, the
Pretty much
cool
the
thing
same.
is that's a wheel speed of 153 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that
And
awesome?
it takes a day and a half to get
It didn't
there.
look that fast.
No, definitely did not.
It takes a while to get there. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty solid for one of these, I would say.
Sure.
Being an automatic and stuff, it seems to run okay.
The
And
nice part about that,
Yeah.
that makes it very easy to improve on.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
A lot of room for improvement.
Lot of room for
it's easy
improvement.
to double, triple, quadruple the horsepower in one of these real quick because they start out real low. So
That sounds
Nice.
good to
Yeah,
me.
that's a success right
yeah,
there. So
that's a successful baseline chassis dyno, man. Good
All
job.
right.
now you
fun.
know.
Yeah.
Good job. Let's see what kind of engine options we can come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
I was watching the wheels. I was tires kind of sketching me out a little bit there.
I just try to stay out of the blast zone. So.
So
Yeah.
at that power level, that's not what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Right? We want
Right.
more power with a good suspension, the manual transmission option. LS is pretty popular for these trucks. Directed injected Gen 5 LT engines are popular as well. I don't know, what do you think?
First thing we'll say is, what about a big block?
Yeah, and we had kind of talked about that a little bit, like the old 454 SS trucks. What if you kind of built like a tribute to that, right?
Right.
And so we actually have something that is perfect for this truck. And
I'm intrigued, yeah.
It's gonna be way better than this, that's for sure.
Let's see what you're talking about.
All right.
Come over to the lab. This is something I think you're really gonna like.
Oh yeah.
I think this is perfect for your guys' project. So this is a Gen 6 big block Chevy, 632 cubic inches. Short block's already filled out, so this will be 11.8 1-to-1 static compression ratio. It has a custom ground hydraulic roller comp in it. We have comp evolution lifters ready for it and a bunch of other cool stuff to finish it out.
AFR 385cc head, Edelbrock Super Victor EFI intake with a Wilson throttle body. This is a pump gas engine. This is a street engine, so we have treated it as such, and we think it's going to rock the house.
That big block, you know, we're looking at something for that 454 SS, play back to the old school truck, but a little bit more power than what they had.
This is going to have a little bit more power than a 454 SS truck.
Perfect.
I
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
What kind of power do you guys think it's going to make?
This particular one, it's going to be in the mid to upper 700s probably. This is a pump gas engine. It's a hydraulic roller engine. This engine has done many different iterations itself, so we have tailored it for this application.
Yeah, the good sound, good power, I think it'll be a perfect balance for what we're trying to do.
Perfect.
Looks like you boys still got some work to do, so why don't we let them get to it?
We're going to get this thing together, get it on the dyno, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen.
Coming up, we show you how to assess your engine's health. Good. Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Now we got our truck back from our dyno session and we're gonna tear this engine out, but before we do that, we're gonna show you how to do a compression check on this one, but you could do it as well at home to check the health of your engine. Now, a cranking compression test is going to allow us to measure each cylinder's ability to breathe and the pressure that it generates. What we need to do is disable the fuel and the spark. So the way we've done that is we've taken the fuse for the fuel pump out, and we've also disconnected the ignition coil. That takes care of those two. Another thing is the battery. We're going to be running this starter a lot, so we don't want the battery to drain down. We've got a battery charger hooked up to provide us enough power during our test. All right, first thing we're going to do is take this spark plug wire off, number one, and get the spark plug out. All right, let's see here. There it is. There she goes. It's always a good idea also to make sure the engine is at operating temperature. That way, we get a little heat in there, the piston can seal up against the cylinder wall. Well, it gives you their best numbers. Now, take a look at our spark plug. Okay, now we want to get our compression tester kit here. We've got our spark plug. And what we need to do is match up which adapter for our engine. What you don't want is the adapter to extend too far into the cylinder and potentially run it into the piston as it's coming up and down. So this adapter right here matches up for our spark plug. We'll use that and get going. Thread this into our number one cylinder there, tight. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna spin the engine over. Anthony's gonna jump in the truck. He's gonna hit the key and hold the throttle wide open. That way we don't have any restriction at the throttle blades. And it's gonna hit 5 times. In other words, that piston's gonna come up on the compression stroke and we'll hit 5 times. We'll take that number, compare it through the rest of the engine and see what we got. Go ahead, Anthony. Good. All right. About 160 pounds there. So what we're gonna do is go through the rest of the cylinders there, write down our results, and then see how it stacks up. All right, so our highest one is 160 pounds. The lowest is 145. That's a difference of 15, and that falls within our 10% of our highest cylinder. So overall, this engine is healthy for all cylinders, but we're ready to get this thing out and get the truck tore apart.
And in order for us to do that, we got to get this bed off the truck.
All right.
Ready?
And I think a little wing nut inside of here.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks good.
We're good.
See if she'll lift up. Oh, yeah. All right, let's get this tailgate off here.
Pop these out.
This way.
Slide it through the keyhole.
Should be pretty easy. Yep. Put face down. There we go. That's gone. All right, you done yet?
Yeah, sometimes they like to fight. I think we're looking pretty good right there, Mike.
All right, let's get those bolts out of bed.
Let's do it. Oh. Hey, Mike, I think we're gonna need some of that deep creep.
All right, got it right here.
All right.
A little bit of penetrating lube. Let's hit all these real quick. Oh yeah, perfect. We're gonna hit some of these bolts with some SeaFoam deep creep, make it a little bit easier to back them out.
Oh, man.
Here, let me hit that with the big dog.
I think that might be a good idea.
There we go. Oh yeah, just like that. Get this thing back on the ground.
Try not to go through the back window. All right, Mike, you ready to go up?
Yeah, go ahead.
We getting to clear the front?
Yep, all clear. All right, well, let's set her down right there. Perfect. All right, last thing we're gonna do is get this bumper off of here. I don't know if we're gonna reuse it or not. What do you think about a roll pan?
I think roll pans look real good on these trucks.
Yeah,
Cleans up the back real nice.
Definitely, yep. Bingo.
There it is.
Our project has some new developments. Shocking news in the rear of the truck.
Hey guys, welcome back to Music City Trucks. Since you've been gone, we pulled off the front fender, we got the core support off the truck, and we also pulled the cab off the frame.
Now that we've got this thing down to a rolling chassis, well, we still need to get it stripped down to the bare frame because any good project starts with a good foundation. And speaking of this project, let me share some of the ideas for this cool sport truck. When Chevrolet introduced the 454 SS pickup truck, it had high expectations, but the performance was, well, let's say underwhelming. So we're gonna rip out the old tired small block and replace it with a big block. Not a 454, but a power-hungry 632. We'll ditch the factory automatic transmission and slide in a gear-banging stick shift.
On the chassis side of things, we're gonna be shedding the factory leaf spring setup in the rear and the spring setup in the front for upgraded coilover suspension. Out back, we're gonna pull out that old peg leg 10 bolt and add a beefier rear end to handle all that power. That will give us the aggressive stance and handling this sport truck deserves. To assist us in slowing down all these ponies, we're gonna install disc brakes on all four corners, then wrap it up with a new set of wheels and tires.
Last but not least, we'll make some subtle body mods and a color change that will be reminiscent to the 454 SS namesake. All right, we gotta get the rest of this chassis ripped down. I'm gonna get the fluids out before we can start making sparks. I think this thing's almost full, so we got plenty of gas to get out of here. Looks like we reached the bottom there.
Get that tank all emptied up, Mike?
Yeah, I think we got all the gas out of there. She's ready to make some sparks.
Let's do it.
Put this neck back on there just in case. There you go.
All right,
She's all yours.
tuck her in.
It's all yours. Hey, she's dry. Oh, there's another one. All right, coming on in. That's as far as she goes.
Let's see what we got here.
Just like I planned it. There's the trans mount.
She's going now. We have separation. There we go. There she goes.
All right, we'll just slide it out the front there. Out of there. All right. Well, that's it for disassembly. Man, this truck has come a long way. Just think, not too long ago, we were running and driving this thing around. Now look at it.
Yeah, but you know what? We still got a lot of work to do, so we'll see you guys next time.
What color should we paint this thing?
I don't know, what are you thinking? Black, white,
Gray?
red? I don't know.